Hello, you guys. Welcome to the Ranting Shop with me, Melissa. And today we're going to be reviewing Ready to Love Season 5, Episode 4, I believe. And as I always say, let's just get right into things. Okay, so for this particular episode, we see that Tommy's going to be introducing the group to yet two more singles. And we learned that Wiley is going to be the one to go out with the female, and her name is Tina. Tina is absolutely gorgeous. When I saw Tina, I was like, oh my gosh, she looks really, really good. Her tatas are sitting up nicely. Her face is just gorgeous. But I don't believe that Miss Tina is 31 years old. Ain't no way. Like, there's just no way. Like, I'm measuring myself to her, and like, I would look like her child standing next to her. There's no way that she's 31, but we're gonna give her that because that's what she said. So if you looked at Wiley was like smiling. Wiley couldn't stop smiling because she looked really good, and I don't blame him. And Tommy mentioned the fact that a lot of women have an issue with his age, and they feel as if, I guess, he's not ready or a little bit like not as mature as they would like. So he got somebody that kind of was similar to his age, but I don't think she is. But anyways, turns out Tina came from a toxic relationship and she got a child from it, and the dad is not present in the child's life. The child is 2 years old, and I saw somebody comment under the video that having a 2-year-old kid, you should not be dating. It's kind of, people see it as a red flag. And I feel like it's not necessarily so. Like, everything is dependent on an individual story. I would say that it's a little bit tender to put a child through, I guess, meeting boyfriends and stuff like that. It's a lot. But if she feels ready to do that, then I don't see a problem with it. If she knows how to navigate the whole child meeting boyfriend thing, then she could do that. I think there's a smart way to navigate it, and it's possible. People are mentioning, of course, Tina and her age, but nobody's mentioning the fact that Mr. Clifton has a 3-year-old as well, and he's been divorced twice. So between Tina and her escaping a toxic situation with a 2-year-old versus Clifton, who's been divorced twice and has a 3-year-old and a teenager, like, between the two, I mean, who's the one with the reddest flag? Obviously, as I said last time, Clifton definitely has something that is wrong with him. We're just not seeing that. We're definitely not seeing that. But for somebody to go through that history, like, clearly he's not Mr. Perfect, clearly. So we have Wiley and Tina. They talk, they have this great connection, this great vibe. Everything seems really good. Like, she kind of likes him, likes the way he looks. He likes the way she looks. I think they really vibed. Only time will tell if it's like more than just the surface attraction. And we're here for it. Then we have Precious and Donovan. So Precious got introduced to the new guy. Donovan mentioned growing up with a lot of women in the household, so he kind of had to grow up really quickly. But the thing with Precious that I peeped from the very beginning is she's gonna go around if she doesn't do anything else. She's gonna talk to as many people as she can in that day. And we saw a lot of that. But sticking to her and Donovan's date, I believe she was too sexually forward. And I think that kind of turned him off, because men will tell you they want to chase. Okay, and when you take it away from them, that ability to chase, then they become turned off because there's literally nothing for them to do. And of course, a man seeking something long term will not be too much interested in sex off the bat. He's gonna want to know if we connect mentally, and that's basically what we saw with Donovan. I mean, he was sexually attracted to Precious, but as far as like seeing long term with her, I highly doubt that he did, because she made the conversation sexual really quickly. So it's kind of like Precious is biting herself in her own foot. But we're gonna see. Now, Joy and Laverne, they definitely have a lot of sexual energy. As we know, Joy is someone that loves to flirt. She loves that little sexual banter. It might be because she was raised by a man, but I don't know. Maybe she finds comfort in it. Maybe it's kind of like a source where people could laugh and have fun. But she definitely likes it, and Laverne was definitely throwing that sexual energy back. But they look like they had a fun date, but I don't know about all these sexual conversations that Joy encourages and has. Like, I understand it, but still, like, for the purpose of finding something long term, I think she should stay away from that type of conversation, because men tend to limit you to that. You know, they limit you to just the sex. And it's funny how they limited the Kia to this sexual cougar, but they have not limited Joy to this sexual individual, which she is. Like, she loves some sexual banter. But anyways, we have AP and Demetrius. Plain and simple, he's not feeling her like that. He's not interested in her like that. I'm not really feeling Demetrius's personality like that. He comes across very dry, very stuck up. And like I said the last review, he seems like somebody that wants to be chased. He doesn't seem like he wants to do the chasing. So I don't know, his personality is a turn off. People talking about, oh, he looks good. I don't find the attraction. I think he's actually a little bit ugly. I don't find him attractive. But a lot of the women do. It could be his skin tone. It could be the beard. But I don't find the appeal. I don't see what the appeal is. The point of the matter is, though, he's not feeling AP. And that's just what it is. I don't think AP has fully opened up in this process. I feel like essentially she has not found the person that she wants to be with. And that is why she kind of has closed herself off. And that would explain why a lot of people don't think she's ready to move on. Because she has mentioned that she is a widow and a widower. And that she's healed and everything like that. But still, I don't think she might very well be open. But I just don't think her person is in that group, you know. Now, the men convene and they go to this lakefront type of house, and they're convening and talking, and Demetrius shares that before, when he was younger, because actually it was Tori that asked the question about the differences between their dating when they were young and now, and Demetrius shared that before he felt like his physical attraction to a woman was the way he loved them, was the show of love. And that is quite profound, because a lot of men, I feel like they have to come into their own as far as separating sex and or physical attraction from genuine love. And I suppose it takes time for some people to figure that out. Tommy pulls up on a yacht. Now, you know that Tommy is like super extra, so nobody's surprised. He introduces the women. The women come in with their bikinis. I wasn't too impressed with the way they looked. Like, to me, because it was kind of disappointing. But the women came in, you know, ready to show all their curves and body and assets. And then he mentions that there's no more new singles, so this is it. That's it. That's the bunch. That's the group. From now on, it's just gonna be trying to eliminate who you don't match with, right? And that's a good thing, because it's time to like really get the ball rolling at this point. We have the Kia and Donovan. The Kia and Donovan talk. They do have a connection. He is very attracted to her. She is also attracted to him. we're gonna see how that goes as we like go through the season. We have P.O. and Tina. Tina mentions or shares that she likes older men. So I guess Paul is right up her alley, so to speak. It's very interesting that Paul mentioned talking outside of the show and they actually aired that, because I thought that was kind of illegal to do. I thought it wasn't right for I thought producers kind of decided that it wasn't a good idea for them to talk outside of the show, but I guess that has changed because they actually captured P.O. saying let's talk outside of this. Anyways, I think maybe this could be it for Paul. We'll see. We have Dakia and Eric. He tells her, because he's cooking, so they're in the kitchen, he tells her that he wants to be in a relationship with her, just very plain and just very cut like that, there's no room for misinterpretation there. And then Miss Carmen comes in, kind of disrupts the flow. Of course, she inquires, like, what do you think about her? And he mentions that that's one of his strong connections. And she goes, that she's the number one. Is she the number one? And I initially, the first time I watched it, I felt like he confirmed that she was his number one. And then when I watched it a second time, I realized he never confirmed anything. He said, you said it with your own mouth. Like, he didn't say it. So that's yet to be determined if he's into Carmen as much as he's into the Kia. He has history with Carmen. They've done business together, so they have that in common. But I feel like he's feeling the Kia way more than he's feeling Carmen. I think Carmen is coming on a little too strong for his liking. That's just my analysis. We have Tori and Ace. Tori and Ace, they spoke, he sang her a poem or rapped a poem for her. She's really feeling it. She's liking Tori, liking his energy. And in this particular episode, we got to see a lot of Tori's personality come out, because when he had that first date with Precious, we just saw like that one part of him. And now we saw that he's a very bubbly person, very fun personality, which is very cute. So we have Precious. Precious is just making rounds, like leading with sex. The men are like secretly not feeling it. They're not attracted to that type of energy, because for them it signals just short-term fun. But these men want a long-term connection. So they'll play into it, but behind closed doors, that's not going to be what attracts them, And we saw that in this episode. Now, Tori and Sabrina. Now, Tori, we learned that he really likes Sabrina. He really likes her to the point where he bought her some sweets. She mentions, Tori has an edge up on Demetrius. This is a lie. This is an absolute lie. We females know that's a lie. Why? Because when a woman likes a guy, him not giving her attention makes her more intrigued by him. That's not gonna make her not continue to like him. She's gonna end up liking him more because she's intrigued. And the fact that he's more difficult to crack makes her want to kind of pursue him more, so to speak. So, yes, Sabrina appreciates what Tori did with the cupcakes and stuff like that. But that doesn't edge him upon anything. Demetrius is still very much her number one. I don't know why women like to lie like this, you guys. Like, there's no edge up. Demetrius is going to continue to be the number one until further notice. But based on Tori, compared, how do I say this? If it's a competition between Tori and Demetrius still has the lead. And he hasn't even done anything. And that's the crazy part. He hasn't even done anything. He hasn't showed his interest yet. But he's still number one. We see Demetrius finally pulling Sabrina aside and letting her know that he is indeed interested in her as well. So that definitely, if he had ever put Demetrius behind, this definitely put him back in the front. This woman only wants Demetrius. She's always wanted just Demetrius, and that's just what it is. Tori is like no competition to Demetrius. So, yeah. She likes Demetrius more, 100%. Then we have AP and Eric. Eric doesn't know if AP is ready to love. He doesn't know if she's really over her husband's death and if she's fully ready to open up. Perhaps he's getting the vibe that she's very much closed off, because even when she was speaking to Demetrius and he asked her like how has her process been, her reaction is kind of like it's not really gone anywhere. And as I said, I think it's because she has not found her person. Her person is not in this group of guys. Now, Demetrius doesn't know if Precious has any depth. He sees that she's very social, very open, very bubbly, but for him, that's not really what he wants. I guess he wants like more of a mental connection as opposed to something sexual. So he told her that off the bat. And she got it. She absolutely got it. She was like, well, I may not be what he wants, you know. So at least she got the vibe. We have Laverne. Laverne is turning people off. People are not into Laverne's energy. So far, the only person that has something good to say about Laverne is Ace and Joy. Beside these two women, none of the other women have anything positive to say about him. I remember last episode, Carmen was talking about her interaction with Laverne, and she mentioned Laverne wants to bring forth this persona that he's this like very positive person, positive individual, but behind closed doors and through conversation calls, she's realizing that that's not what he brings off. He brings off a very negative energy. Like a lot of the women feel like Laverne wants to be chased and he's not really interested in doing the chasing, and they're turned off by that. And I'm not very surprised that they are turned off. Any woman would be turned off. Women want to be chased, and as a man you should want to chase her. But these days, these new aged men, they want women to chase them because they think they're the prize. I don't believe in all of that. I like the traditional thing of men chasing women, because men are the ones that gatekeep relationships. They're the ones that determine who they want to be in relationships with. Women can hope and pray and plead, but if a man doesn't want to be in a relationship with you, he's not gonna go there with you. You know what I mean? Women have access to, well, whether they have sex with you or not, and sometimes even that is taken away from them. So yeah, that's how it goes. So I believe men should chase women, you know. Now we have Cliff and Joy finally have their time. They're very sexually attracted to each other, we could tell. They have that crazy chemistry, we could tell. And there's really nothing more to speak on there. Like, there's nothing profound that happened there. All right. Now, the men do the deliberation, and we learn that Precious and AP is on the chopping block. The men like Sabrina and Joy the most. Like, most of the men mentioned Sabrina and Joy being in their top 2. And the Kia was sprinkled in there as well. But for the most part, the men were not feeling essentially Precious's approach. And I suppose they feel like AP is not the most open in this process. So they're on a chopping block. I think my prediction is that AP is going to be the one to go home. Why do I say this? Because I don't see her in any future previews. And I believe that's the best outcome, because AP, to me, is not interested in these men. Her match is just not there. So there's no use in her staying there and being miserable. Like, you know what I mean? So in the future previews, we see that Carmen is eating pickles, okay, from Paul. So she might be opening up her dating pool, trying to, go around and see who is right for her, which is good. We do see that Cliff did put her in the top 2 though, so she does have something with Cliff, and perhaps maybe something with Eric, and she's seeing what there is to see if in Paul. Maybe she sees something, maybe not. We learn that Joy kisses Cliff because somebody dared her to kiss the person that she has the strongest connection with. Nobody's surprised. Somebody dares Sabrina to nibble on the person's ear that she has the strongest connection with, and she nibbled on Demetrius's ear, and we're not surprised either. Now that pisses Tori off. He's not feeling that. He doesn't like that. He says Sabrina doesn't know what she wants, but the viewers know who Sabrina wants, and Sabrina wants Mr. Demetrius. Let's see if that is reciprocated. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Like, subscribe. See you guys next time for another review of Ready to Love. Bye. Before I go, you guys, somebody said something that is so hilarious to me that I felt the need to share it. Somebody said, Tommy keep bringing baggage widows, widowers, chefs, attorneys, 10-year marriages, beards. Just stop. And that is so true. We've seen a lot of widows in the past couple of seasons. We've seen so many attorneys and lawyers. We've seen a lot of beards. And like, this person is speaking nothing but facts. Anyways, you guys, bye for real now.